relationships. So many of our relationships in our communities are based on pleasure. But I want to talk about the pleasure of it. Intercourse. Intercourse from a man and female perspective. This video is going to be it's going to be a little rough. I'm going to try to word it so that it'll be okay for the youth to view. Matter of fact, I am. I'm going to walk that tightrope. This station is called Ascension to Sovereignty, and my name is Leon Meredith. I am a person, I don't think it's nobody that love as great as me. I don't think so. In my community, dating and relationships and parenting are a huge issue. We don't have much functional representations of male and female working in a beautiful energy to raise children, to be the light of the community. We are living in what's called a hookup culture. One may replace hookup culture with a whore culture. And in my community, it has been commonplace for males and females to live in a whore type of culture, that where our principles and morals don't have precedence over the way in which we conduct ourselves. Pleasure has took the forefront of our interactions with males and females. We are in a vicious exchange of fun, pleasure, have a good time, sex and money, gifts and things. We are not requiring a bond. And it goes well and above the bond of God. I want to say the bond of us. I am your brother, sisters, brothers. I am your brother. And I need for my community to begin to view the need for real relations, for us working together romantically to build together. Like, if all we are getting together for is to just enjoy, we will never build anything. If all we are getting together is to have a fun or just like get some money from the other, where does that leave our youth? They are getting no representation of, love. I don't like using those terms. They see no positive energy coming from their mother and another man. They see, I am weak. Oh, I've been over it's like 47 hours I haven't eaten. I'm really weak. Please excuse me as I try to focus my thoughts and deliver this powerful video. This one is this. We are having too much sex. And if a man has sex, I'm pretty sure it is some side effects to that. And I'm talking about the male organ. Your male organ may be affected. No, it is. I am. The more times you ejaculate, you have intercourse, you may not be able to achieve the hardness that you would if you get aroused and ejaculate once a week, maybe. You will be hard as steel more often. You will be harder and it will be more pleasurable, right? So the down effect is because you're overly doing it, you never achieve that level of hardness, which isn't much of a problem, I guess, to men, just talking man to man. But for women, having sex with different men is very much so physically damaging. And I know what the doctors say, but I speak from experience. I speak from experience. The hell with whatever doctor go against my perspective I'm giving my ladies now of your vagina walls and the elasticity of your vagina. Because I have the experience, and a lot of men are afraid to break it down to you what's going on because they so happy with getting some vagina. See me? I always kept it real. And there's so many women, well, it's an amount of women in my life I have disclosed that the walls, the inner lining of your vaginal canal is loose. I could be descriptive. I don't know. I guess I gotta make this not for children on there. I don't know, because I ain't planning to get this descriptive. Give me 1 second. It's maybe, if I had to estimate, like, I don't know. It's a good number of ladies that have been very promiscuous in this hookup culture that I have been with, where the walls just do not hug it does not hug the circumference of my manhood, my penis. And I like to think I'm larger than average. They say the average man is, what is it, under 6 inches? Well, I say that, like me, I understand that truthfully. I'm not doing this for clout. I don't even operate like this. And it ain't even really cloutful. But in order to understand my perspective, you have to know, like, precisely what I'm dealing with. And I have been promiscuous in my life. Me, I depending on my fitness level and my body fat of my body, in my life, I'm between 7.5 or 8 inches. The circumference of me is like more than the brown part of a toilet paper roll, however that is. I try to measure it, man. When we young, we try to do whatever, but that's who I am, manhood wise. The average man is not as long as this. The average black man. This thing is like 6 and 6 1/4 inches, something like just under 6 1/4 inches. So this is the length of an average man. And I explained to you where I lie on that. So a lot of men, they cheat and go find other women because the stroking is not pleasurable, ladies. And I'm not down on you. I just want to paint a perspective that gives you perspective. Stop being so promiscuous. When I have a lady that's pleasurable, I don't have to put, I hope I ain't being too ugly, but 3 to 4 inches in most of the time. And I can do many other positions because I can just put half of my member in her and stroke and play with that, 4 inches in different types of positions. But if this lady is worn out, if she's opened up deep in her canal, I can plunge my whole member in her, and it's not like I can't feel it. It's kind of, I barely can feel it. It's like I might rub up against a little bit of the walls. I just rub up against it a little bit. And then you find yourself, I find myself trying to dig and be aggressive as possible to find an area in there that will hug the circumference of my member, of my penis. So it has me plunging deep to, and ladies, I know this is why men plunging so deep. They want to feel something. Most men, they probably don't know, they just a natural instinct, but as I break it down, I think that most men will agree. Now, if a dude loves you and he want to keep hitting, because he ain't going to admit it. But I bet if he come anonymously and I have an event and anonymous, I bet you a lot of men would agree if they can say it anonymously, because this is a big reason men cheat. I go further. This is more going into it. And if a man is plunging so deep, sometimes I can't feel much. It's a little something, but it's like, so I find myself doing like a type of handstand on my tippy toes, maybe just 1 foot, 1 tippy toes on my foot. And I'm trying to, I don't mean to get raunchy. I please forgive me, God. But I think my ladies need to know this, and I'm doing like a handstand to plunge as deep. And then I find myself trying to find a small portion that's going to give me the feeling that leads to an ejaculation. So I'm just down way deep and I'm just trying to, get it and rub it up against there to try to bust when it's nothing still that's like can grip me enough to give that level of pleasure. So I have to get into some type of reckless ramming to try to compensate for the openness of this lady. It gets deeper. And I know, ladies, you see, that's when you get to a point to you trying to bend a lady up. Like, a man ain't just doing it just to do it, ladies. Oh, I just want to bend her up so I can hurt. No, he don't feel nothing. So now he trying to fold your legs up or put one leg or put this and that to try to make an angle. So he trying to make an angle. So he like so it can try to work. And a lot of times that works, but sometimes that don't even work. So then he get into a point to where he trying to twist her up like a pretzel, twist the legs up, and you got two legs right here, and she got both legs right here, got her knees bent over my shoulder, and I'm cramming her, and I got her in the look like corkscrew, and I'm getting on in there, and her whole vaginal was twisted up like that. So now it's got, I got a little friction. And what's happening to the lady? Her inside's getting wrecked. And it ain't like a man is heartless. It's like, damn, man, we trying to make something good. And this ain't good. Now, what happened is she probably been through so many episodes that it's just open. And this is affecting how our relationships. Because a man will get there and he like, oh, she's beautiful. She know how to cook pretty good. But it's like, man, I got to go through a heavyweight fight to try to get some pleasure. I got to twist her up. And every time it's like, and it ain't just no smooth, pleasurable stroke with half of my member. Like, that's cool. That's cool right there. No, you got to get into, and then it just ain't a, and see that leaves a lot of our ladies unsatisfied. And what happens when ladies are unsatisfied on that level? When they're open, they got that type of length to their whole shaft. What happens? She need a man with a longer, thicker joint. And now she's searching for that. Nigga, if you ain't got this, you gotta have, and now in her life, she's searching for a man with a larger and larger member. And now she's so wore out. It's like ladies, it's rare for a man to want to stay and just be with, no matter how beautiful she is. If your canal is opened and he ain't, we can't get any marriages. We can't get any marriages like that. We can't get committed. Did you hear all this confirmation? And I know you ain't seen nothing like this. I apologize for being raunchy with it, but it's the damn truth. And as I told you, I'm not average. Like my member, I'm not average. Maybe you think I'm average. I don't know, but that's what I am, and I know that. And they say this is above average. They say this right here, this length is above average. And I'm above that. What we gonna do? Well, what's the call to action? Stop banging multiple dudes in your life. Teach your children not to, because that thing don't snap back like the esteemed doctors say. Oh, the vagina has no. I don't care what it say. When it comes to intercourse, that thing does not feel like whatever that it used to. So stop banging so much. And for women that's already opened up and it's banged, because a man hitting it, it might, all right, she ain't had sex all week, and you get in there and you got a nice little episode session going on, and that thing like this. After about 20 minutes, you like, man, it's all sloppy, and you ain't, and that's what it is. Ladies, stop having sex. Get on the exercise regimen. Right? Get on the exercise regimen where you developing your core muscles and work them out in a certain way, like Kegels. Y'all can Google it up. Kegels. You could practice Kegels every time you use the restroom. You could practice Kegels as you do your stomach exercises and leg exercises, core, because you're squeezing that vaginal part and you starting to get a degree of control and stamina over flexing those muscles and stepping, leaving it open like a deserted canyon. This hookup culture has destroyed pleasure. And because the pleasure, the real pleasure of having that type of intercourse has destroyed things, it has, I think it played a part in a lot of LGBT communities. Like it has drove people like, man, that's it. Like, can't no man satisfy me because they, you desensitize. Listen, I don't want to go in that direction, but we need functioning relationships. We need beautiful, God-fearing love in our communities. If you were offended, sometimes things must be said. I love you though, either way. Till next time, Ascension to Sovereignty.